You notice that there is a symbol carved into a nearby tree. Shortly before noticing that there is another tree downed in front of the road in front of you.
Halt! I just look back at the cart and stop.
Yeah, we know when to stop when there's something in the road, thank you.
But the tree. There's
I know there...
Not that tree, that tree.
There is a tree.
There's...
I know there's a tree.
There's lots of trees.
This is an ambush. Ambush territory.
That's not a bush, it's a tree.
Oh no. I
Roll initiative.
Paint me like one of your French dragons.
Step into the Grand Tour of Dragon Ball GT.
FS. Okay, we're back for episodes 54, 55, and 56. We're going to do something a little strange this time because we'll talk about 54 and 56 and talk about 55 later for reasons that will become very evident when we get to it.
Yeah, this is insane, actually. It's very insane.
Because 54 and 56 are directly connected. 55 is not that at all. So we finished off Mole Dragon. Mole Dragon gone, dead. We're down to the final three.
Yeah, we are past all of the silly dragons, and now we're into the serious dragons.
Yeah, the real serious dragons. I know them as Nova, Ice, and Shin. I guess Sin. I guess that's a dubism, but that is what I will refer to them as.
Yeah. So as stated before, in the dub, they're the shadow dragons, and they all have names evocative of their powers, where in the Japanese version, they're just evil dragons.
And they're named after the number of stars.
Yeah, specifically, and this is something that was common in Dragon Ball, is that they use the Chinese names for like the numbers of stars. And luckily, in our sub, they use like 4-star and 3-star, which is good because, we don't know enough about that language.
So, we're in Greece? Rome? I don't know. That's a statue.
It kind of looked like it was supposed to be the Statue of Liberty.
They blew it up. You maniacs! Goku and Pan and Giru, who is still getting beaten up, poor goddamn Giru, show up to another abandoned city. And this place is like majorly messed up. Like everything is broken. It looks post-apocalyptic, like straight up in this whole city, which is where they run into Nova, the 4-star dragon.
Yeah.
Who was the wish that was when Piccolo wanted to turn him, like King Piccolo wanted to become young again.
Yes.
And immediately, Pan, after witnessing every other dragon who's just easy prey, goes like, we're gonna beat you like nothing. Runs up, shut up, little child, like, go away.
Yeah.
But he's merciful.
Yes.
This is an honorable evil dragon.
So this is the first dragon I think that we've encountered with any kind of goodness in him. Like all the other ones,
not necessarily 100% strictly evil,
but definitely just dishonorable.
Yeah, playing to their lesser traits.
Yeah.
This is the one that seems like it actually has honorable traits to it. It's the 4-star ball. Goku, that connection there.
And the fact that he flat out says that he does not kill women or children, really it kind of just makes it seem like he's a dude looking for a really good fight, more than he is just a dude trying to destroy the planet. So I found that very interesting. And I'm glad, having some variety in the morality is actually good.
It doesn't even seem like it has any real desire for actual destruction to begin with. Sure, the area it's in is completely destroyed, and its powers are probably the most destructive of all the dragons we have seen so far, including the one that will also be introduced later. It can raise its temperature up to the surface level of the sun. Raises a lot of questions, but this immediately means after Pan gets dispatched, he sets her aside.
If that were the case, how far does that radiate? Is it just his body?
Yeah, also anything that hot on Earth, like
the buildings around them would be magma. Which is why I have to ask, is it just his surface temperature and it doesn't radiate, or?
Well, obviously it does.
It must radiate some.
Yeah, his hand caught fire, but it didn't even touch him.
But how far does it radiate? Physicists. I don't know. This part probably isn't even making it in.
Goku can't touch him without being hurt.
Yep.
which, interesting dynamic. It's weird that Goku doesn't immediately adapt to that and be like, okay, so this is a ranged fight. Instead, they play cat and mouse in a real, there's some weird, Looney Tunes, Hanna-Barbera level cartoonery that goes on in this episode.
Which, I'm gonna be honest, for a minute was kind of fun, but then got old.
Yeah, Goku's constantly trying to run away, and Nova's just kind of standing there waiting wherever he shows up, and Goku's hiding in a hotel room. Nova opens a door, Goku pancakes against the wall, and they do the cartoon.
It's not
unentertaining. It's charming. It's just very different from everything we've been dealing with so far.
Also, it does go on.
It does.
It goes on a little bit too long.
That's almost this entire episode is just that cat and mouse. Eventually we get Goku doing a whack-a-mole attack, which I think is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Where he's just popping out of manholes, which are oddly placed, but it's for the gag. That's just popping up. Ha, bang, ha, bang, ha, bang.
Yeah, no, I honestly, it's kind of the best part of that part of the fight.
Yeah. They end up in a drainage ditch or something.
Yeah.
I guess. And Nova pulls out. Essentially, he creates a lens with his ki, which allows him to focus his heat more directly.
I can't tell if the lens is a physical manifestation or if it's I don't know, but it is a lens that allows him to focus his heat into
laser beams.
Yeah, sociopathic little kids used to do with ants.
Yeah, and which makes them harder to dodge because now it's a laser light show with a death beam tracking you around. And then kind of the weirdest part happens.
Yeah, I was so confused with what happens next because
you made me rewind.
Look. It's really confusing whether or not you fully understood what's implied.
Goku uses the solar flare and it knocks Nova down.
No, it doesn't just knock Nova down. We see a blast.
A beam.
A beam of energy goes out and I'm assuming goes through the lens.
That's what I think is supposed to be implied is that Goku is using his ki lens to amplify the solar flare, which makes sense in some regard, but it knocks him down to the ground, and Goku walks over to him and is like, I know you can't I know that wouldn't be enough to defeat you.
Yeah, the Taioken's not enough to defeat you.
That attack that has consistently never done actual damage.
Yeah, it's real, because I assumed that he did the Taioken, the solar flare, and then shot a beam. I just thought that's what happened. Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
But no,
it's implied that it was just the Taioken, the solar beam.
It's not implied. That's exactly what Goku says. Not just the Taioken. That can't be enough to beat you. He's like, you're right.
I mean, I just assumed that he was saying oh, the Taioken can be the way that you get beaten, implying that you can't be beaten by such an easy trick. That's what I assumed it meant, but I can't tell, so...
It's at best unclear.
Yeah.
This really Waku's my Waku.
Wow, went gold way before Frieza ever did. Yet another thing super ripped off.
It fits him. Then Nova transforms into Gold Nova, or Orange Nova, depending on how you look at it.
It looks gold.
It's shiny.
It's shiny.
So we'll just say he goes from a red dragon to a gold dragon, like D&D logic, I guess. And Goku's like, okay, then I'll go Super Saiyan 4.
Finally.
Honestly, he's been holding back this entire time. Not going Super Saiyan, nothing. He's just been playing.
Considering he went Super Saiyan 4,
like off rip for so many of these.
Yeah, at least twice he started. At least, okay, I remember the one time. Was that with
He went Super Saiyan 4 off rip with the Mole Dragon, and he went Super Saiyan 4 very quickly with the Chicken Dragon.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the one where it was almost instant.
Did he go Super Saiyan 4 for Fish Dragon?
I don't even think he went Super Saiyan 4 for the Wind User.
Maybe he didn't.
I kind of think he didn't. That's really funny.
That's kind of funny.
That is super funny.
Which, would add to Pan's idea of all these things have been so weak. Oh yeah, I'll fight this one. Don't worry.
No, I do love the fact that she starts that. Like, oh yeah, no, I got this, dude. Like, come on, all the dudes. What is he gonna pull out some weird ability? We can handle this. No.
And Goku's like, wait, no, this one feels she's down. That's that Satan energy. Get that from her other grandpa. Yeah. Okay, the heroic music added a lot to that.
Wait, no, Pan, he's built different.
This one's different, Pan. This one's different. No.
She's lucky she didn't get turned into a frying pan.
Pan fried. Pan. Yeah. Anyway, we move on to episode 56. Don't worry, we'll go back to 55. Don't worry.
We will.
We'll get there. Because 56 takes place immediately after this.
Yes.
Which I do think at the end of 54, we did see the arrival of Ice.
Yes.
Who shows up over an unconscious Pan after a really weird scene with Giru watching her sleep.
Oh, yeah. No, that line.
Oh, hey, Giru, how you doing? I'll let you get away with it because you're a robot. She's so cute.
Pan-chan is cute when she sleeps.
Giru.
Like, honestly, if you didn't blush afterwards, it wouldn't have been that weird.
Yeah.
It would have just been like, wow, she's actually kind of nice when she's not awake.
She's nice when she's not beating me constantly.
It really sucks that this show, like, okay, I'm gonna say this outright. Dragon Ball has a really weird habit of making its women aggressively abusive.
Yeah, just very mean.
Yeah, and I don't know why. I don't know why they make the girls so mean.
I don't think they ever made Videl mean. They made her bratty or not necessarily like mean, but more like hard edge.
Yeah, she's stubborn and she's like got a harder edge, but she's otherwise a very kind, nice person.
Yeah.
She doesn't pull any of the stuff like Bulma pulls. So it is actually a little bit weird to see.
Yeah, and she's never quite as naggy as Chi-Chi gets.
Oh, like in fact, like her nagginess is like kind of early on, and it's more like
again that more hard edge stubbornness more than like a how dare you do this? Why are you blah 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 blah.
And then I guess there's Android 18, in which case she's just
cold.
Yeah, she's just stone cold.
And you know what? To GT's credit, I know we talked about this before, but Chi-Chi has mellowed way out.
Yes.
Just due to the fact that, you know, all of her familial goals, I think, have been met.
You know what? I can say this. It's not Toriyama that keeps doing this. It's not Toriyama, because all the worst Chi-Chi stuff is anime only.
Oh.
All of it. Like, she is a bit of a tiger mom in the manga, but all the anime makes her worse.
Okay.
And Bulma, yeah, a lot of that stuff with her being like abusive towards Oolong, she is a little bit early on, but she's kind of supposed to be a kind of a bitchy character.
She has a reason to. Oolong's an asshole.
Oolong is also an asshole. Like, really, the first like several chapters of Dragon Ball are just the adventures of three incredibly flawed people, and it's kind of why it's one of my favorites.
But no. Tangent aside,
yeah,
Ice shows up and I guess beats up Pan off screen at this point and steals the Dragon Balls.
Yeah,
while she's already unconscious.
Yeah.
Oh, and kills Giru again. Poor Giru.
Well,
knocks him out.
Yeah. Like, it is actually weirdly uncomfortable because, you know, because so Goku and Four Star are fighting and
it's an okay fight. I mean, it's visually confusing at times, but ultimately not bad. One of my favorite bits was when Nova got Goku in a headlock and then fired at him from there. You don't see that.
Yeah.
Like, doing some interesting stuff.
And there's this great moment where they're like, they get up in each other's face and they've got their hands up against their face.
Yes.
And they're like staring each other down. And then Goku is
your
like,
move, bitch.
Yeah, and well, no, he's not, he doesn't say your move, bitch. He says, all right, headbutts him immediately.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of like a really aggressive shot and I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're having like, they're fighting back and forth, and you can tell they're both like into it, like Waku and Waku.
Yeah, and there's this great moment where they go underground, and you know, like this entire time, Four Star has just been so on the ball. He's been able to follow all Goku's movements.
He's countering Goku's Kamehameha because he realizes while he's doing that, he has to charge it, and that leaves him open.
Yeah,
so
it was super simple and easy, but at least they're like, hey,
there's a logic to it.
Yeah. And so when Goku goes underground, or like into a basement, it's
a building, something.
Yeah, there's a mirror there. He uses the mirror to catch Four Star off guard, and then basically puts him into a checkmate.
Yeah, he's got him like by the head. It's like, okay, this is over. And he's like, you win, kill me. No.
Yeah, and then Goku doesn't kill him because he's like, you know what?
I still owe you one.
Yeah, you didn't kill my granddaughter when you had the chance. There's something honorable about you. So for the fact that you did the right thing there, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm gonna give you this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this round. Let's go round 2, fresh start.
Yeah, and usually I'm sort of bothered by this, but like, I just kind of dig the fact that this fight has been so different and it's been such a different energy. And I really like the fact, like, the 4 stars cool.
Yeah.
His design isn't the best. He's still got the weird lips going on.
He's fairly generic dragon dude.
But yeah, no. And so their fight is about to start again. And then 3 Star shows up being a dick.
Ah, Pan!
Yeah, dude.
Real odd call on that one, Goku. Yeah, he shows up, he freezes Goku's hand. He's like, oh, there's another one. Hey, they look kind of alike. And that's, you know.
And 4 Star calls him Aniki, or
brother?
Brother.
So
yeah.
Brother, huh? And and he's holding the ball sack, the Dragon Ball sack, and goes like, wait a minute, that's Pan's. And he looks down, and she's standing down there, and she is significantly more beaten up.
Yeah.
So Goku goes and checks on her.
Yeah, it is implied heavily that 3 Star beat up this unconscious girl and took her Dragon Balls. And weirdly, that's weirdly uncomfortable to me. Like, not in a way that I think it's objectionable in terms of like the narrative. Like,
it is questionable as to like what exactly happened, because he's mean enough to beat her up, but not cold enough to leave her frozen or dead.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Cute.
So there's this weird thing. It's like, she didn't need to get beaten up there because she was already unconscious. So he had to have woken her up, slapped the out of her until she was unable to like really do anything, and then fly away while leaving her there.
Do you think he waited for her to wake up? Do you think he was like, okay, come on, I'm gonna beat up a child, but I'm not gonna beat up
an unconscious child. Wake up.
Yeah, no, I kind of hated 3 Star a little bit more there. I was like, okay, you have effectively made me want to see this dude get stomped into paste.
Yeah, and then he's doing that underhanded thing where he just starts kind of like removing Goku's limbs. Like he froze his hand, first of all. He gets his other hand. We'll get to that in a second. So Goku decides, you know what? You're weaker than this other guy I'm fighting, apparently, I guess. Maybe faster, I don't know. I'm not gonna use my hands. I'm gonna like just kicks him square in the mouth. Just like, I hate it when fools laugh. I can't stand that sound. So he just starts kicking the out of him.
And then 3 Star just says, oh, your legs are dangerous too then. And then,
oh no. Shit, I really should have moved.
Come on, dude, this is stupid.
All right, now beat him with your tail.
First
no
of all,
excuse.
he just stands there and lets his leg get frozen. And then he stands there and lets his other leg get frozen. That's not how this works.
Yeah, zero excuse for Goku on this one. He lost that fight for no reason.
Yeah, that is so lame. That is the lamest shit I cannot believe. Because it is otherwise implied, yeah, if it weren't for what 4 Star does next, Goku would have just lost. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, once again, he's relying on the nobility of somebody else, or the energies of the universe to save him again.
Yeah.
Because he's in this block of ice like, damn it, even in my Super Saiyan 4 power, I can't break through this. Okay, so we get needless flashbacks to earlier that episode where Goku and Nova were fighting.
Yep.
Because Nova's having this conflict of character.
Because 3 Star is like,
now go kill him, brother.
Go ahead and kill him. And of course, this entire time, 4 Star is like, no, this isn't what I wanted, dude. I was having an honorable fight and you stepped in. And 3 Star's all like, it's like, this is just how I fight. This is my way of fighting.
A win's a win.
Yeah, well, yeah, and 3 Stars like, there are no other ways of fighting. There's
victory or death.
Yeah, and it's great, cool. It's cool to see like these two different like brothers have this completely different way of going about it. It's not the most original thing, but it's kind of nice for Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
And so he's like, after he freezes Goku, he's like, hey, 4 Star.
Kill him.
You go kill this guy.
Kill him with your ultimate burst.
Burst attack.
Burst attack.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, charges up a big fireball, as if people at home don't know what's about to happen when you throw a large ball of fire at ice. creates a fire tornado around Goku, who walks out.
Yep. And it's a cool shot.
It is. It's a cool shot. He just like walks through the fire, and
Actually, I think he just stands there. I don't know.
He walks through it.
Okay, I couldn't
Yeah.
remember if he walked or not, but
He walks out of it after thawing out, and I's like, Nani?
yeah. And then like 4 stars like, dude, what did I tell you, man? I wanted this fight. Don't be a dick. And then of course Goku is like, don't worry, man. I'll kill him in 10
I'll kill him in 10 seconds. Does some stretches. You're gonna die in 5 seconds. Frieza seconds, but you know. Did those 5 count?
God damn it. And anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's weirdly, yeah, but
It's weirdly paced, but not as weirdly paced as episode 55. I finally decided that I want to join.
he's just been like feeling the power level of every fight and is like, I am not getting out of my fucking pajamas for this.
Episode 55, titled Rebuilding Vegeta, or Bulma's something, Rebuilding Vegeta.
So,
Oh boy!
I genuinely forgot this was a whole episode unto itself.
My
And I know
brain
why.
does not remember this at all.
Yeah, I forgot why this was a whole episode because it's not an episode of Dragon Ball GT, it's an episode of Dragon Ball Z.
It is. 80% of this episode, minimum,
Yeah, minimum.
is clips from Dragon Ball Z.
And some clips from the Baby Saga.
Yes, it's absurd. So we flash from Goku fighting Nova. We cut back to West City, where Vegeta's like, I can't stand around anymore. He's so strong now. I need to go.
And then Bulma tries to stop
Hold
him.
up, wait. And then we cut to another scene where he essentially is having the same realization on some weird exercise bike.
It seems like it's like a gravity machine.
Like a
where he's
gravity bike,
I
or
don't get it.
maybe it's something that registers power levels in a weird way. I don't know.
Me neither.
But he's like Super Saiyan 4. I can't believe he did this and blah blah blah. Kakarot, piece of shit, motherfucker.
Yeah, no, that's it.
And then he flashes back to every moment he and Goku shared, and every moment where Goku surpassed him. Mm-hmm. That is the episode. Every now and again, we cut back to the GT timeline where he's taking a shower, or
drying off after the shower,
or talking
going
to his wife,
or talking to his wife. And yeah, the entirety of the episode, the grand majority of it is just flashbacks to stuff that already happened.
which is why a majority of our time was spent having philosophical questions about Dragon Ball. Nice, please cut to that footage for the remainder of this episode chunk.
What's happening?
I feel like
Also, why are we flashing back to this of all things? This was not just so long ago in terms of the show, and in terms of like the years, but like narratively, we are so far beyond this point.
just be happy that we're seeing a quality fight. Fun fact, this is my first time seeing this scene in Japanese.
I don't know if this is my third or fourth.
I'm surprised it's that low.
I've only seen through the Saiyan saga in Japanese twice, once through Z and then once through Kai.
I wonder why nobody else ever learned the Kaioken.
Just feel like one of those techniques that anyone can learn.
It's one of those things you probably could have used to level the playing ground for like the humans, at least momentarily.
Also, I'm sorry, this sucks. I'm watching Dragon Ball GT, not Dragon Ball Z. Why are we watching this? Do we need a primer for all of the kids who haven't seen this stuff?
Yeah, they're just like showing this whole damn thing, aren't they?
Because like this was back in like, I think 1989?
Gumdrops and ice cream.
So it would have been like, I guess 5 years since kids would have seen, like, so I guess like if we're talking about kids who have aged up to watching this show, but why?
Now here's a question. When Vegeta's doing this, he says Earth will be blown to bits. Do you think he's bluffing?
So that's actually a really good question. I haven't thought about that because the ability
He claims he can, but
Yeah.
can he?
because when we see Frieza try and blow up the planet, he goes for the core.
I guess he's saying it will be blown to bits, so even if he destroys part of it, technically he's right.
Yeah, but let's be honest. When somebody says blow the Earth to bits, yeah, you and the Earth together become space dust. That sounds like he's gonna blow up the planet.
But we do know that Vegeta is a known braggart and overestimates his consistently.
That's partially true, but one must assume he at least knows whether or not he has the power to blow up the planet. I mean, we're gonna completely forget that filler episode because that basically means nothing in this context.
Yeah.
But like, if he says,
Yeah, I guess at this point there are several characters much weaker than them capable of blowing up Earth's moon. So logically he is strong enough to blow up a planet.
yeah. And just going off his history, it kind of feels like something he would have figured out by now.
It's just something I was thinking about a while back, because we never statistically see him canonically destroy a planet.
No, I was actually literally just thinking about this very recently because there was the conversation about like how much damage a lot of these blasts are doing in GT.
Yeah.
And it just kind of feels like, wait, can they actually blow? Could they actually blow up a planet at this point?
Also, real selective memory on this moment, Vegeta. You came back and whooped his ass for a while after that.
Yeah, but like, you know, I do love the fact that it took until the Boo saga for them to actually have a rematch, and at that point, it never really got settled.
Yeah, still a false finish. Vegeta has won every one-on-one they've had.
I wouldn't call the one with Majin Vegeta a win. Like, Vegeta wouldn't call that a win.
Yeah, but Vegeta's never lost one-on-one.
It's true. Oh, right, we're watching Dragon Ball GT. I
right.
forgotten.
Oh, back to Z.
My God. Also, like,
I'm glad we get to watch some good Dragon Ball this episode.
I will say, so did you notice how in that last shot, Vegeta had those highlights, the white highlights on his skin that makes him look really shiny?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that they only started doing later, and I absolutely hate it. That white shine is a plague to Dragon Ball art. It needs to die.
Yeah, I know, like, so much of Super looks like everybody, like, oiled themselves up before every fight or something.
I don't understand why they do it. It really sucks. It makes everyone look like plastic.
You weren't even there for this part!
Yeah, but he's heard the stories. And then, after he blew up the little bald one, you went Super Saiyan for the first time. Please let this be the end.
Nope.
Are you f***ing real?
Which means we're absolutely going to Majin.
Why does Vegeta get so many shower scenes? I feel like it's only 2. But that's a lot, right?
He's a dirty, dirty boy.
Yep, there it goes.
Wow, I didn't realize how narrowly he missed his wife on that one.
Does it feel like we're kind of undoing some character development that we had with Vegeta in this season in particular? Because it kind of felt like, for at least a little bit, we were past this sort of nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, like, as a rivalry, he still wants to keep up with Goku, but, like...
Oh, wow, I've never heard Babidi in Japanese.
Oh, yeah, it's an interesting choice. I don't hate it, but I kind of do like the dub a little better. Help
I'm
me.
just astonished.
Help me.
I'm just astonished that this is happening.
I can't do this, dude. I don't even like this fight that much.
Well, good news, they're cutting out good chunks of it.
You mean the good chunks?
Yeah. I would laugh so hard. It's like, and then there's that time he became a god before me. They go to Super just.
Oh my God, right? So, okay, you know what, since we're talking about that, I want to ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
Which is the side story? Which, in your mind, which is less canon? Is it GT or is it Super?
Oh, GT.
GT is less canon to you, even though it came first.
Yeah, significantly. GT, like, does so many things that just doesn't make sense even with the original canon.
Okay, okay. I would tend to agree that I find Super to be more in canon than GT, even if the OGT came first. If only because Toriyama was more actively involved in those stories.
Yeah.
Also, I like Beerus more than I like any character in the show.
Like, Super does a lot to take the lore that was already there and expand on it in ways that sure sometimes might feel like a little bit of a retcon. I'm not a huge fan of Beerus being the reason that Planet Vegeta was destroyed.
Oh, don't get me...
I hate that.
Yeah, don't get me started on that. And, like, yeah, no, that sucks.
But, like, almost everything else it does, it's like, okay, all they're doing is adding to what was there, whereas GT seems to actively forget about a lot of things that had previously, occurred.
It's sort of interesting. I feel GT has a lot of really interesting ideas, like with Baby, with Shadow Dragons. But what Super does is actually expand the universe a little bit more. Like introducing the multiple universes, Zeno, Beerus.
Further expand the hierarchy of the gods.
Yeah.
We're back to GT. Are we going to go to the part where he's like, nope, you are number one? Yep.
No.
Oh, not quite.
No. First we have to do this.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not even angry. I'm just befuddled.
Again, I'm astonished.
Your scream for this was so good.
Thank you. I did so many takes of that just to try to get it right.
By the way, guys, keep all this.
Yeah,
I'm not even kidding. All this stuff with us just talking, literally keep it.
This might be the video.
It kind of feels like the guy. What is?
Yeah, he is. They are doing these number one.
Oh, they had to, right?
Are we gonna cut back to him and GT being like, "Oh right, I had development."
Ever since then, I put it all behind me. Yeah, that's it's insane.
That is what that was our viewing experience.
Yep, because there was literally
nothing happened. It all boiled down to Bulma saying, "I can make you Super Saiyan 4. You can make me Super Saiyan 4. I can make you Super Saiyan 4. Maybe even stronger. What? I could be 4 or even 5?"
And that's it.
That's the episode.
That's the damned episode.
That's episode 55, which took place in between what we just previously described.
So the benefit of this is twofold. One, it definitely gave the animators and writers a week, which, considering that this show does, like, you wanna know a fun fact about the first saga? They had 26 episodes of material,
like in the book, in the bag,
written. By episode 3 of production, they realized that they had to change it.
Oh,
yeah,
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, remember how a lot of that stuff feels like, wow, sure is having a radical change in the way these episodes are playing out. Week to week scheduling for any show for Dragon Ball Z was tough. Because you were working literally week to week with like 15 chapters worth of material. But you know what they had? 15 chapters of material.
Yeah, including some like pre-built storyboard reference.
Yeah, they had to reference directly. They had to come up with new stuff, and maybe some of that new stuff was bad.
Yeah.
But at least they had something. Here,
nothing.
Nothing. The writers are desperately trying to write something out for what's about to happen next, and it's gotta be terrifying because
that explains a lot of episode 55.
Yeah.
And, like, it is interesting because you can see kind of a writing parallel to what it was like working on DBZA and compare that to Hiffle a little bit, because Hiffle, blank slate. We had nothing. This is all that we're making up as we go.
Oh yeah. No, it's sort of like that. Oh my God.
Now imagine having to do that on a weekly schedule.
I would die.
Yes.
Like, there are times where we have completely rewritten scripts. We'll go back. Scripts take a while. Like, this is why I hate the weekly model for most shows. Like, you gotta allow these people more time and energy to like write and board this stuff, because otherwise you get a lot of the worst parts of GT.
Yeah, and at least episode 55 allowed us to watch Dragon Ball Z for a bit. So it was a nice reprieve in some ways.
watching a little bit of Dragon Ball Z with GT's score is
it's an experience.
Yeah, it's strange.
But yeah, so essentially We're left with Goku about to fight Ice. Apparently, that's only going to take the first 10 seconds of the next episode. So
Yeah, apparently.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then he'll get back to fighting Nova.
We'll have to see what it's like. I don't know what the pacing is like for the next several episodes. I know that we're on our way to the big bad.
Yeah, like
so-
Sin hasn't shown himself yet, but he's in the background somewhere. He will show up. Maybe he'll show up next time.
On GTFS.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.